Okay, I'll let you react to that, Coyote.
Well, I didn't say that the judiciary really...
No, you said that they're emboldened, and now the chicken has come home to roost.
Good. Where I want you to get me clearly. It's just like a child has been perpetrating criminal acts, but you still support such child once in a while. Okay, the DSS arrested Dasuki.
Yes.
And at a point, they got orders from the court that it should be released. Where's Dasuki?
Yeah, he hasn't been released. I mean, the case has gone to the ECOWAS court, who has passed another ruling. And if we go by your argument again... So
the thing there is that the judiciary, they've really not been able to stand up,
assert themselves
at some certain instances against the department of government agencies to put them in order. I really don't want to go into the political angle of all this. Let us face law as it is. But the fact there is that we should all condemn what the SSS has done, the DSS. What they did is wrong in its entirety, and I think they need to apologize, even though they found some certain monies and so on and so forth in the houses of these judges. Fine, that's another kettle of fish entirely. But the fact is, the act of busting into a judge's house at 1 a.m. middle of the night without going through due process, it is wrong. Moreover, the DSS is not statutorily empowered to carry out that act. It would have been better done by the Nigerian police, by the EFCC, or the ICPC. That's my own position. I think the DSS also have, for example, for the DSS to have done this, why didn't they call in the customs to go and arrest them? At least they carry arms too, or the civil defense, you know. So the fact is, the DSS goofed. They went out of their boundaries.
So two issues now. Let me get you correctly. First issue is the DSS should not be doing this.
They shouldn't be doing this.
And they should apologize.
Yes.
And even if they were going to do this, they should have carried the right people along to do this.
They shouldn't have even been found there.
Then secondly, the act of busting into a judge's house in the middle of the night, looking to find monies or whatever, is wrong.
Don't get me wrong.
Okay. No. Let's clarify what you said.
No, don't get me wrong. You can arrest anybody at any time. Even in his bathroom.
Okay.
Yes. But the fact, I just mentioned that it happened around 1 a.m. in the middle of the night. Yes. You can, I think it was the EFCC. They could arrest them even on their way to church or to mosque, you know, wherever. But
the fact that they did not obtain the necessary... They didn't follow due process.
The executive did not follow due process by carrying the right agency of state along, who ought to have conducted the arrest.
Okay, so
that's where I'm going to.
Yes, the first one is the executive did not allow due process to be followed.
Exactly.
And the second one is, as a result of that, it was the DSS that went to do this, which they shouldn't have done. Okay. We're clear on that. Okay,
yeah,
I saw you nodding your head and smiling like I need to say something to this. So here's your chance.
So there are many issues entangled in this matter. One is the appropriate authority to effect the arrest.
Yes.
Second is the issue of due process.
Those are the two issues.
They look similar, but they're
different,
distinct issues.
Do you think they are linked?
Yes, they are linked.
Okay.
One, of course, competence to effect arrest is also linked to due process of the thing. So as far as the authority to effect this particular arrest based on the allegations that DSS has ex post facto now made public, it seems to be outside the remit of the DSS to do that, because by the establishing law, their authority is...
Okay, so we actually have agreement here, but let's take a slight detour, but still on the issue of the whole issue of things being flouted. Now, the ECOWAS court ordered Dasuki's release. That was in the news, and everybody was watching to see, will he be released? Because this is not the first time a court is ordering the release, right? And even asked that the government pays 15 million naira fine. And that's not the case. So is this as a result of the same two issues, of due process not being followed, and also the wrong agencies doing things they shouldn't be doing.
Okay.
And you could also put your own comment on the whole Dasuki case, because that has gone for a long time. And I'm sure a lot of Nigerians have actually forgotten about it and moving to more pressing issues like the price of rice or who won the game.
Dasuki case highlights what is fundamentally the problem with the Nigerian judiciary, generally speaking. As things stand today, like the process, not just the process, even the practice, it's practically impossible. It's going to be very difficult to successfully try somebody with enough, deep wallet in this country successfulry. Because
so what you're saying is that if somebody's wallet is so deep, they can get people like you, learned gentlemen, lawyers, to wriggle them out of it. Like their money can buy their freedom, more or less. So it's going to be very hard because they're going to keep looking for the loopholes and really focus on that. And then before you know, you're frustrated and your money has run out.
Yes. First, they have the patience, the time, the money to spend, and the time to.
Yeah.
And the longer it takes, they say justice delayed is justice denied, right? So the longer it takes. Now, that does not in any way excuse the disobedience of a court order that says release this guy, and it's not released. There are some seemingly conflicting decisions of court too, or even regarding Dasuki. There was two cases in court. It was, of course, released on bail on one, and then he was immediately arrested again for the other. Now, technically speaking, they have not flouted any court order, but in practice, he can't go home anyway. So those are issues that perhaps would have to be dealt with from a policy perspective, reforming the judiciary, and how you can go about things. If this is a state of fact, then you can't take these steps. And from the litigants or the accused person's perspective, or their defense lawyers too, you can't file interlocutory applications continually and applications in many cases.
Thank you. I like that the macro influences the micro, but we have to go on a quick break. But when we return, we're going to be looking at the war on corruption that is being fought right in front of us in the media. Stick around.